Well, hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess. It is Wednesday, hump day. We are so excited that you're here with Let's Be Friends, Let's Be Friends Live, and our topic today will be fall festivities. I hope that y'all are enjoying my new thumbnails. I was gifted some from Smoky Mountain Blessed. It's something that she's doing a little bit. And she wanted to gift me with some new thumbnails. So I'm going to be scattering them throughout some of my new videos and actually going in and plugging in some on my older videos to change up the look and maybe draw more people in. We are here today. We are so excited to be here today. It's going to be a beautiful 81 degrees today. Unbelievable for this time of year. Hello, Nancy, with our treasured home. I also want to welcome in Leonard and Nora. The Stock Explorer was in here earlier. So I'm hoping that they'll come back here in a little bit. Let me get your name down so I can remember to share you out this week. Hello, Karen Gadiosi. And Troy Sutton, welcome in, welcome in. So today I'm going to be sharing a friend mail. I'm going to be doing 2 packs of garlic seed to give away. And we're going to be doing a Bible study later on. We're in the book of Isaiah, chapter 4. If you want to grab your Bible and get turned to that. We do that towards the end of the live, so just so you're aware that we're doing that. My current members, hello, my friend. I can't read your title, but welcome in, welcome in. Let me see if I can click on you. Well, I can't click on you there, and I can't click on you there. So let me see if I can get you in here. Hey, Kevin with Tuber Chat. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me see what's going on. My live on my phone is not picking up my chat for some reason. So let me go back out and come back in on my phone. Hello, Alfonso. Welcome in. Okay, let's try this again. So the new thumbnails that I'm using are made by Smoky Mountain Blessed. And I think she's doing a fantastic job on that. Let me grab you real quick. And I'm going to go to your channel, check you out. And, okay, you are a channel. So I don't know the name of your channel, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of your videos. And I'm going to save it to my watch later list so that I can come and watch your channel. I'm so glad that you're here. I don't even know what country you're from, but I know it's an Asian country from the writing. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. We are very, very excited that the month of October is almost gone. We're still working on the garden, and we got a lot of work ahead of us, y'all. We're going to be cutting our Saturday trips short this week, just running down and grabbing the milk because the Amish farmers are just about done with their gardens, and we are trying to Sunme's Daily. Okay, Sunme's Daily. I'm going to write that down. I missed them, I guess, in Tuber Chat. Caught that. So I'm excited about the garden going to be taken care of. Of course, the Amish are finishing out their garden season, and they're going to be relaxing for a little bit over the winter months. Although I don't think they ever really relax. Yeah, you still have tomatoes coming in. That's awesome. Hey, Paula and Jason, welcome in. Thank you for that information about them. They're from South Korea. Awesome. I'm going to go over my current list of members. So then we're going to get into the show. And I'm a little tongue-tied this morning. I've got my herbal tea ready to go. This one has a probiotic. It has the red zinger in it, and it has the soursop. So that's what I'm drinking this morning. Hello, Smoky Mountain Blessed. I've been bragging about your thumbnails, my friend. Hello, hello, my friend. Okay, current members are Life of Lucretia, Triple Threat, Firearms and Defense. Y'all go by there and give Tarsha some watch time and encourage her to come back to YouTube. She's been gone for quite a while, and I am missing my friend. McKay 235, Smoky Mountain Blessed, Ariel Viking Venturer and Victuals, Gail Southern Living, Storyteller Donnie, The Stock Explorer, Mona Did What? Kim Burris, Judy Mae Collins, Living My Best at 60, that's Miss Echo, Simply Jan Homestead, Adenir, The Bud Files, P&J's Homestead Adventures, Jamie's Country Living, Christy Betts, and Mary McCoy. I appreciate everybody that is on my current members list, whether you're paid or you were gifted a membership. I am super, super excited to have you on that list. My channel's doing pretty good. I'm getting closer to 1,900 friends, y'all. I'm really, really excited about that because when I hit 2K, we're going to have another giveaway. Isn't that exciting? Giveaway news, giveaway news. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Smoky Mountain Blessed and Storyteller Donnie, artist Storyteller Donnie, are gifting one of their paintings to that. So I want to make sure that y'all get involved, and we will be doing a live with that. I'm excited. Did I miss anybody coming in? I don't think I did. So we're going to start out with our friend mail. This is from Gail's Southern Living, and she told me that she was gifting me her new sticker, and there it is, y'all, with Curly Sue, her beloved kitten that passed away. And so I've got my book out here. This is my address book. And when I get extra stickers, I'm going to be covering my cover with this. Eventually, I'm going to come up with something else besides using a bulletin board kind of thing to put my stickers in. Maybe a keepsake book or something like that. So let me see if I can get this thing to peel. Don't you love when you can't get it to peel? Yeah, make sure y'all are hitting the thumbs up and sharing this out. Sharing is caring. Of course, leave comments after the live is over is always helpful as well. And so I got Gail peeled, and we're going to get her on here somewhere. I think I'm going to put her down here in the corner. So Gail has a place on my address book. Y'all, whenever I pull out my sticker board or this book, I have addresses in here. I pray over these. I pray that God will bless you and keep you safe, because we got so much evil in this world, and we need all the prayers we can get. But this is my little book of YouTube addresses and channels that I've connected with, sent stickers out to, and so forth. And I really do love each and every one of you that come through. Whether you're watching while we're live, you're watching the replay, or you're just listening in the background, we love you. Thank you very much, Gail, for that sticker. I truly appreciate our friendship, and I can show it off. I love showing off stickers. My husband also likes stickers. He's got a special place in our home where he puts all his stickers that he gets. So we will be giving away 2 packs of garlic seed. There are 20 seed in each package. They do need to be planted once you receive them. And I do want to talk about all the giveaway mailers. And y'all, I've got a ton of mailers already. These are the ones I've already filled out. I'm going to wait until around the 3rd of November to mail all of my mail out, including the one that won last week, which is Teresa from Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. And then I have somebody in here that had requested a sticker, and so they have got that going to them in the mail. Welcome in, Jamie. We had an exciting time last week with a Scarecrow 24 giveaway, and the Fall Fest 24 giveaway ended yesterday. We have a wonderful winner of the grand prize. A lot of people got prizes during the live. You had to be present to win. And of course, Gail has done the Canadian grand prize giveaway as well. So I'm excited for all the winners. And my prizes will go out with all these mailers around November 2nd or 3rd, somewhere in there. I'll get them all out, and they'll be mailed off then. Once they leave my hands, folks, I am no longer responsible for any lost or damaged packages. I cannot replace things that I am giving away. Thank you very much for that. Paula, I appreciate that. She said it was a great live stream. I hope y'all are catching my Monday live streams as well. It's a little bit shorter. It's a vertical, so you can watch it on your cell phone. I kind of like doing the verticals because I don't have to really do a lot of setup to get them started, although we do get some scammers coming through the chat. I haven't figured out how to set that up to keep them out yet, so we're going to be working on that. Yeah, it cost us money. It costs me money for the prizes. It costs money to mail these, and I cannot replace them, y'all. I'm not made of money, so just be aware of that. And all my gifts are heartfelt. They may not be big, but they are heartfelt. I don't just give things that I think people may want. I give them things that I know personally that we would use in our home. And I try to give things that are useful. And let me see if I can get my live pulled back up on my cell phone so I can see my comments, because sometimes the comments in StreamYard is a little bit slower. We are going to be talking about Isaiah chapter 4, and I've kind of labeled this After War and Hope in the Future. So that's going to be what our live devotional will be about. But I have a card here that came in my box, and I thought it was one of my mailing cards, and it wasn't. It was just a flat card. So what I did was I decorated one side, and I wrote a verse on there. Cast your burdens upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. Psalm 55:27. Hello, Nature Loves ASMR. Welcome in. And when I was a young bride, I would write verses and I would place them around my house even back then. I'm going to put that back up there where y'all can see it. On my door, a lot of times I would place a card on my front door. I would place them in places like the kitchen, on the kitchen counter, on my refrigerator, or in the bathroom by the mirror, or on my nightstand, places like that where I would see them. And on the other side, I have written another verse that I came across this morning. And I can't read that one backwards, y'all, but I am dyslexic. I can read backwards, but not when I'm holding it up to the camera. So I'm going to read it here. It says, a good man out of the good treasures of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. Luke 6:45. And boy, can we tell this in the political realm today. I saw that verse this morning. I said, Lord, you just speaking to me all over the place. So this is just a card that I can keep hanging around. You can take index cards, y'all, and write out your favorite verses. and place them all over your house. If you're redoing the walls in your house, you can place verses in the walls. I am a strong proponent of God's word being everywhere in my home. And I love, he gives us so much encouragement through his verses, through his word. So I'm going to put that card aside. I thought that was just something to share with y'all this morning. I need another sip of tea. P&J, I sent, let's see. Yeah, I've got another package in here coming to you, P&J, just to let you know it is in there. And I do have the other packages I've got to do for the Fall Fest giveaway. I got to get them ready. And then the grand prize winner will be receiving a $10 gift card from me, an e-card from Amazon. I figured Amazon was safe because if something did happen and they did happen to be from out of the US, they could still get it. And everybody can use a little spare cash. Yeah, you know, we are all in that boat together. And I wish I could give you more, but, you know, we live on a budget. We live on a very tight budget. My husband is really the only income we have, other than the little bit of monetization I get off this channel. And, of course, my Social Security retirement that they're giving me now. That is it. And let me tell you, that's just a drop in the bucket. My little check doesn't go very far, and neither does the money that I am earning off of YouTube right now. And we have got so many projects around here that need to be addressed. Hopefully, very soon we're going to get the subflooring in our mobile home fixed and new flooring laid over it in the kitchen and dining room area because, y'all, I've already fell. I fell one night a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I messed up my thumb and my kneecap a little bit. So I don't want to be falling in my house, and the floor is weak there. And I thought, well, surely I'm going to go through this floor one day. Hello, Dee's Garden Adventures. Deanna, welcome in. Get you on my list. Hey, Christy. I'm hoping I can get with you, Christy. My husband is still working in Brownsville. I may have to borrow somebody's car to come get you. I'm going to talk to my neighbor maybe, because I don't like driving that distance to go take him to work, come back, and then go back and get him in the evening. It's just a long, long drive, and I'm not really thrilled about it, but he likes being over there at this other store that he's working at. And if he likes it, that's the way it's going to go. I'm just praying about it, you know. Either way, he's working, and they love him there, and they want to keep him at this new location. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, we're going to get into our program a little bit. Fall festivals. I'm going to name off a few fall festival ideas, but y'all could talk about in chat. Hey, Adenir, you can talk in chat a little bit about some of the fall festivals in your area. I know our church is going to be doing a trunk or treat for the children. I'm not going to be participating. And they're going to be presenting the gospel this year, which I think is fantastic, because that was the one thing I kept saying was missing, is they were not presenting it. And I offered to come in there and do gospel magic when I first started going to this church. I am not able to be around children because of sickness as much as I was 10 years ago. So I try to be careful about it now, but gospel magic is a great way to reach children and adults. And it is an illusion. I tell everybody it's an illusion. Hey, Bella's Whisper Farmstead, welcome in. That's Miss Kristen. And Mr. Skittles, my magic hat rabbit, is a silent puppet, and I use that with when I was doing gospel magic, and the children just loved it. If you're doing anything with your hands, the children are going to absorb everything you're saying, but they're going to be watching your hands and not you. And I found that out early on. And I can do a little bit of ventriloquism with puppets, things like that. And I used to dress up in costumes and go into the Sunday school and children's church dressed up in a costume and act out a part, or I'd have a big puppet on my lap and we would go through a little skit with the children, and they just loved it. It was fun, and we didn't have to have the traditional Sunday school books. Everything I did came strictly out of the Bible, and there's a lot of great free resources out there for Sunday school lessons for children. Just saying, if you're teaching children, there are a lot of things that you can do that will just draw them in. Hey, Donnie, welcome in, artist storyteller Donnie. Yeah, my internet was spotty last night. I kept buffering. I was buffering all through Gail's live and part of your live, Donnie. I'm sorry, but at least I tried. Christy said a friend from church couldn't work with the little ones because her husband had a heart transplant, had to avoid illnesses. Yeah, I understand that because I catch colds really easy, because of all the autoimmune. So I've kind of gotten away from it. But I would give my front teeth to be able to get back in there with the kids. I really would. I loved working with children. Children absorb everything. And I do mean everything. And they would leave after me being with them for 3 hours in the morning, because I would get them for Sunday school and children's church. And we usually got them early so they would have a little time to eat some breakfast with us, maybe a snack thrown in there. So I would have them about 3 hours. And by the time they left, they had memorized at least 2 verses. And it wasn't like, the old Bible drills where we opened the Bible up and we had to find the chapter and all that. It was just the way I presented the word to them that they were able to absorb it. Hello, Elliot with AR Patriot 1776. Welcome in, my friend. You go do what you got to do. I understand that. So the trunk or treat is one of the things that would be going on this time of year. Of course, Halloween is trick or treating. I'm not into all that anymore. My kids are grown. I don't see my grandkids as much as I did when they were little, and they would love to get dressed up and go in costume, and they would go to those Comic-Con things and stuff like that, dressed up as characters when they were younger. I have one little grandson now, and I'm missing out on all of that fun stuff that we did with the older grandchildren. Apple picking would be a fall festival or fall thing to do. We used to love to go to the apple orchards and pick apples when I lived in upstate New York. A matter of fact, we'd go and we'd get plums and pears and apples and peaches and all kinds of great fruit. It was nice when my children were little. Chili cook-offs begin now, y'all. In the fall, there's lots of chili cook-offs. You can have a movie night with your friends or family, or have a church movie night. Going to the farmer's market. Now, our farmer's markets start slowing down in October. So you want to take advantage of all the fresh things that you could get while you could. We lived in the Catskill Mountains P&J in a little, we ended up in a little town called Ellenville, right in the middle of the Catskill Mountains. We also lived in Highland, New Paltz. I worked in Kingston. My first husband worked over in Poughkeepsie. We lived in Marlboro for a while. So we were all in that area, but we ended up in that little hamlet called Ellenville before I came back home. Pumpkin potlucks. It's almost time for Pumpkin Palooza to start. I don't know if Tiffany is going to do, I think it's Tiffany that does that one. It might be Adrian. I can't remember. Anyway, Pumpkin Palooza is a collaboration. I don't know if they're doing it this year. I hadn't seen anything. But what is your most favorite fall activity? I want to know. So y'all drop those in the chat. I want to know. Yeah. Catskill, I actually miss living up there. I don't miss the winters, though. The winters were hard on me. Summers were really short, and it seemed like we went summer, 2 days of fall, and then winter for 6 months. I mean, that's the way I remember it. But, and I did wear a lot of sweaters up there and walked everywhere because half the time we didn't have a car, so I had to walk or I'd take a bus. And I commuted an hour each way to and from work when I started working in the bank up there. And that was interesting. And I had to hire a babysitter for my kids and all that stuff. And I was a single mom, so that was really hard on me. And it was hard on them too. Christy says, I love to go to apple orchards and pumpkin patches. Oh, yeah. The pumpkin patches are real big right now. Nancy says, carving a pumpkin, writing, and looking at leaves changing color. And Anastasia's birthday. Yeah, her birthday's coming up. That's awesome. Hey, Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Caramel apples and caramel popcorn. Karen, I remember those. The caramel apples almost pull your teeth out trying to bite into them, but they were so good. And I still love caramel corn. My mother made her own caramel apples and caramel corn every year. She'd make these big old popcorn balls. Oh, man, they were so good. So good. Team Jesus Ministers is in the house. Welcome in. My stomach is rumbling today. Where can you find the prettiest fall in the USA? There's actually a list of 10, and Tennessee was listed number 12 on the list. I think there was 24 or 25 the top states. Hang on a minute. Pumpkin chocolate chip breads. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. And I've got a bag of pumpkin in there I'm going to do something with probably today that I opened up for my little mini cheesecakes. So the state of Vermont, Stove, Vermont, has the most beautiful fall foliage in the country, according to this. And they also do guided tours. It would be followed by New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Colorado, New York, Virginia, Michigan, North Carolina, Oregon, and then, of course, Tennessee was number 12. It depends on the part of the state that you're in Tennessee. Some other fall festivities would be Oktoberfest, Thanksgiving, and donating your summer clothes. A lot of people will donate their entire wardrobe. I don't have that luxury. The leaves on your property are getting pretty, they're starting to turn a little bit. We were actually at a restaurant last night because I forgot to take out meat yesterday. I was so busy doing blanching green beans and getting them ready for the freezer. I forgot. And so we went to the Green Frog, and they had a beautiful sugar maple out there with the lights on it and beautiful red leaves, and it was just gorgeous to look at. Joy said a client of Donnie's gave them fresh chicken eggs. Oh boy, that's going to be yummy. So I really didn't come up with a whole lot to talk about today, but we are going to give away these 2 packs of seeds here in a little bit. If there's anybody in the chat that wants to come up, you can come up at any time. I'll be glad to have you come up because I am just not with the program today. We had bought green beans last weekend, and I had to get them done. I had to get them snapped, and I had to get them blanched and in the freezer because I wasn't going to can them. I'm actually taking it to somebody very, very special. So I had to get that done and get it put away, which meant I had to pull something out of the freezer. So after the live today, guess what I'm doing, y'all? I'm going to be canning. I'm going to be canning some purple whole peas that we purchased a while back. Let's see. Did I miss anything on my list? I think I did. No. So you know what to do when you want to go out in the future. Yeah, I don't do that often, but occasionally it comes in handy. Karen says, I still sit in my living room and watch the pretty leaves falling. Not looking forward to raking them, though. I don't blame you about that. I still remember my childhood. We had a dogwood tree with beautiful red leaves and the little berry crowns that would be in the middle of the leaves. And I was about 3 or 4 years old. My daddy said I ran out the front door and I was crying and I was trying to glue the leaves back onto the tree. I didn't want to see the leaves fall off the tree. So that was the first time I ever really realized, fall, the trees become naked. They lose all their leaves. So that was a fun story to share with y'all. But I was just a child. I didn't understand. And he said one day I was out there and I kept running in the house and grabbing slices of cheese. And my mother followed me out there and she saw me feeding little white mice out underneath that dogwood tree. Yeah, Rebecca, we actually go around and pick up bags of leaves, and that's exactly what we do. We mulch it, not just for the grass, but we mulch it for the garden. We'll grab bags and bags, and of course, if there's any nuts or anything in there, acorns or anything, the chickens get to them and they'll have a treat because they like digging through the leaves. And we put them in their pen as well. If it gets too cold, they have to stay inside their pen. We have a little out area pen where they can roam. And then they'll have their protected section of their pen that they can go in that stays a little bit warmer for them. We had one duck that injured a foot yesterday. So it's recuperating over with the Tom Turkey. Hey, Jeremy Heath, welcome in. And if anybody wants to know, Jeremy Heath's picture on his page is of Fred Rogers. Quite interesting. Yeah, we're going to mulch them a little bit. We're going to run them through with a tiller, get them worked into the soil. We're trying to build up our soil because y'all know 70 70. About 90% of our lot is sand. So we're trying to build up the soil. The chickens are helping in the backyard. The chickens and ducks and the turkeys are helping in the backyard. We had, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Anyway, they do their fertilization all over the yard. The chicken manure, though, is very hot nitrogen, and so it will burn your plants if you try to plant in it. And we did try to plant in an area where the chickens had been, and some of our plants did not come up this year. But next year, if my husband doesn't open the gate, we should be able to go in there and plant, and everything will be fine and growing. We have some beautiful flowers out there. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to get out there and start pulling up all these flowers and getting all of this fall stuff planted. We are going to try our best to get it done this weekend. We're going to have some warmer temps through the rest of October, and then November, I think the temperatures will start getting down to freezing again. The Lone Ranger is on. Oh my goodness, I love the Lone Ranger. I like old cowboy western type movies. I do. That was something I grew up watching with my dad, and it always brings back memories of my dad. Let's see. Trying to think, y'all. Oh, I need to drop the link, don't I? I'm over here yapping away. So if anybody wants to come up, I have to see your face. I have to know who you are. And I have to recognize your channel. And if I don't recognize your channel, you're not coming up. Because I had some nasty people when I first started doing this that wanted to show body parts that I'll never forget. Hey, Little House at the Farm, welcome in. We had a lot of great prizes last night on Gail's giveaway. I was really excited about, I actually won a prize. I have no idea what it was. I had to ask them because my phone was buffering. And I think I won a crocheted stocking or crocheted stocking cap. I'm not sure. Yeah, I like Josie Wells. That's one of my favorites as well. And there's another one with the nun. I like to watch that one with Clint Eastwood as well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun last night. Gail was a little frazzled at the beginning, but she managed to get through it. She had a lot of help up there. And it was just great to see all the winners come through. And I was really surprised because we were getting ready to sit down to eat. And I was like, what? I heard my name called out. And I'm like, what? I didn't know I won anything. So I had to ask. Chrissy says, my little sister with Down syndrome loved those old shows. She wanted to help fight the bad guys. That's awesome. Yes, 7 miles for Sister Sarah. 7 mules for Sister Sarah. That's what it was. I love that one too. And then I like the black actor. I can't think of his name right now. I could see his face just as clear as day. I liked some of his movies as well. He did one with nuns where he goes in there and he builds the church for them. And he did another one with a blind girl that I loved watching the old movies. Yeah, there were so many thoughtful gifts in the giveaways. Absolutely. My next giveaway will be with Luann, will be the 1896 Fannie Farmer cookbook, or the Fannie Farmer recipes. That will be my next giveaway, and that will be in January, the first week of January. I may do a little giveaway. I've got some Christmas items in there, so I may do a little bit of a giveaway on my lives for the month of December. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Yeah, Shirley MacLaine played the nun, and she was quite the nun but not in real life. She was something else in real life. Yeah, Jamie, they stay on my TV. I mean, I watch me TV all day. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I watch it all day long. I'll have it on in the background. I love watching the Waltons. I like to watch the Little House on the Prairie, but the channel doesn't come in enough for me to watch that one. I love watching Gunsmoke, The Rifleman, and all of those old shows that bring back so many memories of my dad. Hey, Victoria G, welcome in. I hope that your prize has arrived. I did get those in the mail from the Scarecrow 24. I hope that all of your prizes have arrived. Christy says she doesn't have TV anymore. I could live without it. I'll be honest with you. It's more of a background noise here. And a lot of days I don't even turn it on until I get done with all my chores because it's also a distraction. And I'll get distracted and not do what I need to do, just like the cell phones are. They can become a huge distraction when you're trying to do something around your house. My grandson loves The Rifleman, absolutely loves that. It would come on when he got off the school bus, and he watched that faithfully every day. I think he learned a lot from Lucas McCain and from Mark McCain. Wells Fargo comes on Grit TV. And I do flip over to Grit occasionally because I like Grit because it's all Westerns. And we love everything John Wayne. Adenir says, I stopped watching terrestrial TV in 2016. I like everything John Wayne. Everything John Wayne we love. And a lot of the old actors, I go back and watch these shows and I see these actors and I'm like, he played on such and such. I didn't realize it back then. It was all new to me back then. But now I go back and I watch and my husband says, how do you know their names? I said, well, because I watched TV growing up. Watched a lot of TV, unfortunately. Chuck Connors, yes. Chuck Connors is a great actor. I also liked some of the sci-fi westerns that they had back in the day. I was very big into science fiction. Into my 20s and 30s, I liked the sci-fi shows. I was in the ER a couple of years ago, and that was what was playing in the room. Woo! I told the nurses, old women having chest pains don't need to see that. Okay, Joy, that sounds great. Joy might be doing a premiere this evening, so y'all check that out. Yeah, Lonesome Dove with Robert Duvall. And weren't these men just so attractive to us ladies? They were rugged and they did what they were going to do. And, they didn't double question themselves like men sometimes do today. They question their motives and so forth. These men on these old Westerns and stuff didn't do that. They were very manly. They knew they were men. There was no question about it. So it was always great to watch. And to me, it was probably the cleanest TV out there, even though there was some scenes that were not so good for young people. My youngest just got the Twilight Zone DVD collection and a huge Twilight Zone blanket. Wow, Jeremy. I liked watching the Twilight Zone. I used to get scared to death of that when I was younger. It actually comes on late at night, I think on Saturday night, and by then I'm too tired to watch it. The topic right now, we're talking about old TV westerns and shows, but the topic of today is fall festivities. Hey, Corky's Tea Time. I'm glad to see you around, my friend. Let me get you on my list. And I also like musicals. I like the old musicals. James Cagney, Yankee Doodle Dandy is one of my all-time favorites. The Sound of Music is another favorite. I mean, I've got several of them here. I like the Christmas musicals, with Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby and all of those actors in it. You like Tombstone with Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, and Val Kilmer. Awesome. Yeah, when I was younger, we watched all the monster flicks and all that. And, we were kids. And, I've outgrown all of that. I don't need to watch all that. I love to watch White Christmas. That's a great movie. And I think if something did happen and we lost the internet or whatever, I still have my DVD player and my old movies, and I will sit here and watch them for a little bit of entertainment when I need it. But I really don't get into the Roku. I have a Roku box, but I don't really get into the Roku too much, unless it's the older channels, the old movie channels that they have on there. I love watching karate movies. Jamie, I think me and you are right in the same boat there. We like the old kung fu movies. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't do the scary movies and TV shows anymore. Although some of them were kind of comical, I still like watching the Munsters series when it comes on TV, and I do like watching the Addams Family when it comes on TV. But they were more comedy, than the gore. I still kind of get into that. David Carradine, oh my goodness, and he had some kind of history on him. And Bruce Lee, unfortunately died too young. And he was also the Green Hornet, I think. Bruce Lee, wasn't he the Green Hornet back in the day? All these old movies and flicks and stuff that we love to watch. Christmas in Connecticut. I love that one. And I also like Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors. We watched that at Christmas time. And then we have the whole Love Comes Softly series, and they have Christmas in a couple of those, and it's nice to watch those. Hello, Mark. Welcome in. That's Mark with Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. So I've dropped the link. I'm going to drop it again if anybody wants to come up. Y'all would really make my day if you came up to visit with me for a little bit. We have our phones, no internet. We have dish for TV. See, we got rid of the internet a long time ago. So we're just, no cable. We cut the cord, and we really don't miss it. The antenna TV is pretty okay. It's not as good as the old analog stations were. We get some channels in, some come in sporadically. It just depends. And if the wind blows hard enough or outside the antenna spins, and then we have to go reset everything. But that is just a part of life now. So canning is on my agenda today. I've got to get the canning done. I need to get a video done for tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to do an 1896 Fanny Farmer recipe tomorrow. I have got some minute steaks, or you can call them Swiss steaks, but that's what I'm going to be cooking for supper tonight. So that's probably what is going to be my video for tomorrow. I'm probably going to film it while I'm cooking it. And I'm going to do it 2 ways because I can't have the breading, but my husband can. So I'm going to come up with some other alternative breading for mine and see how it does with my blood sugar. Speaking of which, I am back down to the weight I was before I started the insulin. I had gained 7 pounds, so that 7 pounds has come off. And I am 3 pounds away from being back down to the 70 pounds that I had lost. So I'm getting back in the right direction. And last night and this morning's sugar was under 200. Yay me. It was actually 178 this morning. So that's really, really good considering that I have been battling this for over a month now. So I am definitely on the right track. And of course, getting up, moving around, doing something to get that exercise in helps. I used to watch Hallmark until Hallmark got into all the stuff that I morally disagree with. So I don't watch Hallmark anymore. I need a dinner plan. Yeah, you're headed to the freezer to defrost something. Yeah, what I have planned to do, and I started it a couple of years ago, was I was going to come up with 365 days of meals and start planning meals, breakfast, lunch, supper meals, and then use that as a guide to get me through a year. That way I would know exactly what I needed to purchase if I had to go to the store. But then, Cavovo hit. So that all kind of went out the window, and we all were in that boat where we're like going to go prepper crazy and going to prep everything in sight because we still don't know what's coming. And it doesn't matter who wins this election. Y'all keep prepping because we still don't know where we're going to be. Another 4 years, we could be right back in the same boat we're in now. We don't know. But I'm learning new ways of cooking with the keto, which I'm excited about. My husband's actually getting on board with some of the desserts. He kind of liked those little pumpkin cheesecakes. And it didn't really take a lot of ingredients to do that. All right, stomach, calm down. I'm gurgling this morning. Yeah, Nightbot is not working again today. I think I'm just going to get rid of Nightbot because it's not working for me. It works when I do my, sometimes when I do my vertical live, it'll come on. But I'm really thinking, it may be time to trash Nightbot. Christmas in the Smokies. Yes. There was, is that the one? I think I have that one. With Lee Majors and Dolly Parton. I think I bought that one. I had a hard time finding it, but I finally got a hold of it. That's a great movie. I need to go to the store and I need to pick up cauliflower. And I've been buying broccoli in the freezer, but I haven't been seeing the cauliflower in the freezer. And I was thinking I could dehydrate that. And I could rice it. And then I'd have dehydrated cauliflower rice. I just think that would be a great idea. So I'm looking at different ways to do food. And so y'all are going to be seeing more of that as I learn. I'm going to be presenting that because eating keto, you don't have to eat keto all the time if you don't want to be on a full keto diet. I'm actually doing low carb, low glycemic index. The UK method, plate method, which is a visual of how to portion your plate. It is about portioning your food. Um, I have done a bread without flour, the traditional flours. No eggs needed, just a little bread crumb to help them bond together. Yeah. I think hers is Christmas in Gatlinburg. I show Christmas in the Smoky vlogs. Yes, you do. Joy, you do. Joy and Donnie have great channels, by the way. They're great supporters of my channel, have been since day one. Y'all go check them out. And Donnie is needing WHs. I know several of y'all mentioned before about the WHs. And I'm going to suggest something to y'all that I think will work is find your people. Gail started talking about finding your people, and they are people that come to your channel and watch your lives and watch your channel faithfully that have channels, and maybe getting together and, instead of doing, I need to trade playlist, kind of thing, is actually set up a group to do the playlist thing. It's helping me, and I think it's helping others. And y'all, if you lose those hours, they're so hard to get back. And if you can keep those hours up any way possible, but just do it outside of YouTube and Google. I'm just saying, just do it outside of those. Gmail is part of Google, so you know what I'm saying. Do it outside of that. Do it on other social media platforms if you have to. Just find your group and make sure that y'all are watching each other's channel faithfully. That helps so much. Yes, he did. He did a great job on those last night, Jeremy. Donnie perfected 2 of his masterpieces last night on his live. Donnie has a great talent, and he uses it, and he gifts a lot of his paintings. And if you're ever fortunate enough to get one, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that's coming from the artist in me. And I do believe that he has a great talent. It's a Wonderful Life, Corky. Oh my gosh, that's probably my favorite Christmas show. And did y'all know that that wasn't accepted when that came out? It flopped. It flopped at the movie houses. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. And it was such a great movie. Deanna, I understand that, feeling unsupported by some that you watch all the time. A lot of these bigger channels, they've grown so much that they can't keep up, and it's easy to get hurt feelings, and we have to toughen up and not feel that way. But find those people that watch your channel that you can support. That's what you need to be doing. And they can trade, you can trade, but you do it away from the YouTube Big Brother is watching group. You know what I'm saying? You want to do it away from that. And you don't want to discuss it too much out in the open. We're going to get into the Bible study, and it's going to be a short one. Nobody wants to come talk to me today. Little House at the Farm doesn't film content, but I like to find new channels to watch from the lives. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, P&J, after a while, you kind of know who your people are. You stop watching those that aren't watching your channel. A community is not a game. A community, not a game, some play. I agree. I am not in all of that. I am not about trying to just grow my channel. I want everybody to grow along with me. And I've been like that since I started this. Dee says, they aren't really huge channels, is not those with thousands and thousands. Okay. Jamie says, I appreciate it if and when people watch mine. The bigger you get, the harder it is to watch everyone. So I return the favor to the ones that watch and leave genuine comments. Now, I can't always leave comments. I've gotten to the point where I can't keep up. I still run some channels on my watch later playlist. But what I'm doing with my lives, specifically those that come to my lives, is you get shared out each week. I usually run 5 to 10 channels a day, and I will pick one of your videos and I'll share it out on social media. Now, it may not be shared on YouTube. I share that out on YouTube, X, Facebook, Telegram, Quora, and Threads. Those are the social media platforms that I'm sharing on. And I have more that I can reopen that I don't go to anymore and just share. I don't do anything but share it out. The more you share someone's video, the more they're going to get out into the algorithm. And so it is nice to get the watch hours, go and watch and do all that. But it's so hard when you're one person and you have nobody else watching and you have nothing else to watch on. Literally. And literally, the algorithms is cracking down on the watch time. And I was one of those that got caught up with losing almost 500 watch hours within a month's time. And I knew I had people watching my channel because they would send me emails and tell me, I'm watching your channel and I'm watching on this platform and that platform. And I think what it was is some of them were watching on 2 or 3 different devices, but it's the same IP address. So I was losing hours because of that. So anyway, I'm not a big proponent of the, watch hours so much, but I do need those hours. We all do. Hey, Herman the Great Variety Channel, welcome in. Let me get you on my list. And I'm so glad you changed your name, Herman. I can find your channel finally. It was so hard finding you. It was you and one other person. I had a hard time finding channels all the time. So I'm doing the share game. I'm sharing it out, but I'm not just sharing it on YouTube because I think eventually the community tab, they're going to crack down on that as well. So I'm trying to share outside of YouTube as much as possible. And you can share in an email that's still considered sharing. And if people come and watch, then you're gaining watch time from it. And I do think people are coming in from these other platforms to watch because my watch hours are starting to gain again. So I'm happy about that. So getting new friends is always important. I don't go out and just seek channels anymore. If I run across a small channel and I like their content, of course I'm going to friend them. But I don't go out and just seek channels to try to really grow my channel quick. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. I'm not in the game, y'all. I'm just not in that game. I don't want to do all that. I do some things, but I'm not going to do all of them. Oh, Herman, I'm going to pray for you right now. Dear Heavenly Father, right now in the name of Jesus, touch Herman, Father. He may be losing his job. So, Father, place another job right before him so that he will not have a loss of income at all. He supports so many channels out here, Father. Bless him right now. Bless him, Father. Protect his job. Protect him. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. Job is important. I don't care. I've been without a job. I know what it's like to be hand to mouth. I know what it's like to be homeless. So we are going to definitely keep you in our prayers, Herman. And I've got you written down up the top of my page, Herman, job. And I'll know when I look back that I need to pray again. So you definitely are in the right place right now. Okay, we're going to get into our Bible study, and then we're going to be closing out if nobody wants to come up and do a little chit chat. We're in the book of Isaiah. We've done Isaiah 1 through 3. Isaiah 3 was really hard to read because God directly addresses sin. And he talks about the men that have sinned against him and the women that have sinned against him. And that it would be a scab and they would have to shave their heads because of the scab and so many things. In chapter 4, it's after a war, I do believe, and there's hope for the future. No problem, Jamie. No problems. So I'm reading out a King James Version, and I got to set my pad down so I can get this in the light so I can actually see it. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. In that day, the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and fruitful of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and a smoke by day, and a shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and there shall be a tabernacle for the shadow in the daytime from the heat, and a place of refuge for a covert from storm and rain. Short chapter, y'all. Very short chapter. So what's happening here? And I use Matthew Henry's commentary when I'm reading, when I don't understand scripture as well as I want to. And I was a little concerned about the way this opened up because it talks about 7 women taking hold of one man. Now, wait a minute. Does that sound right to you? Does that sound right? 7 women to one man? Hey, Carolina Kind family. So what's happening here? 1 in 7 men are left. They're left alive. 1 in 7 men are left alive after chapter 3. And God has placed his judgment on Jerusalem and what was the other one? Oh, Judea. So God has placed his judgment on them. They have been purged, literally purged by God. by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. So, hey, Nora, welcome in. Get you on my list. So they have been purged. And so now, and the women have been purged as well. You got to understand, the women were wearing all kinds of garments to attract men to them. They were, for a better term, prostituting themselves. And God has purged all of that. So now there are 7 women to 1 man. And they're asking the men, to marry all 7 of them, but they're going to maintain their own households. They're going to eat their own bread. They're going to dress themselves just to be considered a righteous person again, so to speak. So it was a desperate time to keep mankind alive. So they're thinking children, and 1 man could produce children with all of these women. And they would live and abide by this arrangement. So that's verse 1. Verses 2 through 6, God, it begins talking about raising up a righteous branch. Hey, home bartending with John, let me write you down. So verses 2 through 6 says God will raise up a righteous branch, and he's talking about the Messiah, Jesus. His gospel will be embraced. God will save a remnant. So here we're seeing the remnant being saved, but God will save a remnant. He will purge the church and the remnant. God protects the church and all that belong to it. So this is what God is doing in verses 2 through 6. In that day, the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaping or have escaped Israel. And he's talking there about end times as well. So he's talking about, all of these things are going to come to pass. And shall come to pass, he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. So there's going to be salvation coming to Israel, specifically to those in Zion and in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and have purged the blood of the Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. So their purging has to be a blood atonement. And we know that the only blood atonement that is satisfactory to God will be the blood of Jesus. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud of smoke by day and a shining of flaming fire by night. Upon the glory shall be a defense. So he's going to also protect Israel. We're seeing that today, God protecting Israel. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but the dome over Israel failed the other day. They have been in a tremendous war going on. It's ongoing. And it failed the other day because men have put their faith in this dome, this protection over Israel. Israel is in the middle of all these Arab countries, and it's just a little bitty plot of land, y'all. It's not that big. And yet it is the apple of God's eye. He loves the people of Israel. And there shall be a tabernacle for the shadow in the daytime and from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and rain. So God is going to place this protection around Israel as if it is a tabernacle, a dwelling place of the Lord. And so this is what that whole chapter is about. We're seeing that there's such devastation after chapter 3 that there are 7 women to 1 man. Some of you men out there are like, oh, yay. No, it's not going to be like that. And they know that he cannot support all 7 of them. So they're going to support themselves. They're going to live in their own homes. They're going to dress themselves. They're going to bake their own bread. They're going to do their own gardening. They're going to do everything they can to support themselves. They want him for children. That's the only purpose that they're willing to make this arrangement. And then God is talking about end time situations that may be coming. And I really didn't get to go through all my verses. That would coincide with this. But I thought that was really interesting. Now, chapter 5 is a longer chapter for next week. But it was really, really interesting about that. Hello, Jake. How are you doing? Jake Hudson. Yes, I do believe that Little House at the Farm. God is with America as well as there's Israel. But right now, we have a president in office that has turned his back to Israel. Christy says, I've been following a couple who live in Israel. If you put in the couple from Galilee, it comes up. They are in Tennessee. Now she had to fly here for emergency heart surgery. We'll be praying for her as well, Christy. We've got 2 packs of seed to give away. They're garlic seed. And I'm going to see, we got 19 in the chat. So we're going to pick a number between 1 and 25. I'm going to write a number down on the card. And my first number has been picked. Start. So if you want a pack of garlic seed that you can plant this fall, drop your number. Yes, garlic from seed. This garlic was gifted to me from Simply Jan Homestead, and Jan gifted me a huge bag of garlic seed, y'all. There's no way we would use all that garlic. So I'm trying to share it with everybody to make sure that y'all all have some of this. I see the number. The number is 15. Deanna, Dee's Garden Adventures. You will have won a pack of seed. So I need, if I haven't already got it, well, let's say that I don't have it. Go ahead and email me your address. Let me grab this real quick. I'm in the wrong slot. Hang on a second. Go ahead and email me. And there's my email. And now, you're welcome. You're welcome. We have one more. I've already got my number picked. And we're going to start again. So start. Jake, thank you so much for making me a song. It's actually on my cell phone. I use it as my ringtone. I think that's pretty neat. So this is for the second pack of garlic seed. I've got one number up so far. Let's see if we get a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Come on, y'all. Put your numbers in. Jake Hudson. You have won garlic seed. So, Jake. Jake Hudson. All right, y'all. That is the 2 packs of seed that I have. All of the prizes from Scarecrow 24 have been mailed. These are from Simply Jan's 10K giveaway. Last week's winner of garlic seed. I still got to get Christy's her seed. I've got a card in here for you, Jake, and you'll probably get a second card now because you're going to get those garlic seeds. All of these will be mailed out by November the 3rd or 4th, somewhere in there that weekend. So all of that will be in the mail. I am not responsible once that they leave my hands, y'all. So I am no longer responsible for them. I have your address actually on this, Jake. So I can take it right off this envelope and make another envelope. That was the channel sticker, so I'll put it in another one for you. Yeah, you pronounce her name Deanna, and it's spelled Diana. Yeah. All right, y'all. We have had a busy morning. I've got to get busy in my kitchen. I've got purple whole peas waiting on me out of the freezer, and then I'm going to be working on my video for this evening. Has anybody ever watched Joanna Stolzfus? She's a smaller channel showing life with her little family. I try to watch and leave her an encouraging comment. Most people watch her are haters. I have not heard of her. Stolzfus. I will look up the channel. I don't know what variety of garlic they are, but she did say plant them in the fall. First year you'll have small bulbs of garlic. If you leave them in the ground for 2 years, you'll have larger bulbs of garlic. And I'm going to be planting mine. Can't wait to get these out in the mail. I may do another giveaway next week because I still have a few more, and we'll try to get all of those out the first week of October. Well, y'all, I have enjoyed it. I don't know about y'all, but I have enjoyed this time. I really have. Every time I do a live, I pray over every channel that comes through before the live. And I pray over those that are watching and maybe not commenting. And I pray for those that come in after and watch the replay. Because prayer is so vitally important this time of day. It really and truly is. I do want to close with something. Let me pull my paper back out. Recently, and I said this on my other live. Recently, one of the politicians running for president, somebody shouted out, "Jesus is Lord," at their rally. And she told them that they were at the wrong rally, that they needed to go to the smaller one down the road, being very, very sarcastic. And here's what I have to say. Wrong rally? Really? Jesus is everywhere. And he will be everywhere. These people are demonic. I don't care what anybody else says. They're demonic when they come at Christians like this. And these were young men, very young men, young adults or maybe teenagers. I don't know. And I ran into a lady that actually went to our church. And she's a never Trumper. and told me she would never vote for Trump. She would vote for this person over Trump. You know what that tells me? She's not really a Christian. Yeah, she had them escorted out. It was very, very sad. Um, we should always, I agree, Karen, spread kindness. Um, Thank you, Jake. There should be a share button underneath my live that you can share from Little House at the Farm. Share this out on other social media, not just on YouTube. You can share it anywhere. You can share it. Yeah, she could vote for somebody else, but she was making the point that she was going to, she wasn't voting for Trump. And she also made the point that she's a poll worker because she came over to our vehicle and I was telling her that we were seeing issues already where there was votes being flipped in our state in Shelby County specifically. And yes, there is an issue with the voting machines again. They're still using those Dominion voting machines. If you hit the top left corner, your vote will change. That's what they're saying. But if you hit the center of it right on the name, it will stay where you have it. Now, 2 years ago, I hit the center of who I was voting for on every one of them, and it was a long list that day. And when I got my ticket, I looked down. I didn't leave the machine. I looked down, and several of the votes had changed. So I called a poll worker over. We flipped my card over. I voted in front of her. I told her I didn't care that she saw who I was voting for. I did it again, exactly like I did the first time. Put it through the machine. She watched step by step. And they closed the machine down because it was actually flipping the votes. So they moved me to another machine. I voted again. The ticket came out right. I went and put it in the tally machine. The tally machine had a screen, and I could see my vote in the in the screen going in as I voted. So make sure that when you vote, you're paying attention to that paper that comes out of the machine. And if there's any problem, do not move from that machine. You call a poll worker over to you immediately. Yeah, you absolutely do not leave the machine. You call the poll worker over. If they want to be argumentative about it, most of them won't. Tell them, I don't mind you seeing who I'm voting for, but we're going to do this again. Do it again. And if it happens again, they can shut the machine down. They're not supposed to be attached to the internet while you're voting. That all supposedly happens afterwards. Our polling place had a clear ballot that you could look at before you walked into the building. So you knew exactly who was on there and where they were located on the ballot. You got inside, there was a clear signage for the state of Tennessee. You have to be a United States citizen and a resident of Tennessee with a photo ID to vote. And that was clear, and they were following that guideline. Jake wants to give the seeds to Nora. I will definitely do that, Jake. I will send those to Nora. And I think I have Nora's address. So if you're still in here, email me. If not, don't worry about it. I will get your address some way or form. But anyway, they had those in place. They had poll workers there if you had any questions. They walked you through how to use the machine. And I think we need to go back to the paper ballots, although they had problem with those years ago. Yeah, internet may be running behind on comments. Yeah, probably so. I'll gladly do that, Jake. I've got Nora's name written on that for that seed pack. But do not leave your spot until they correct the issue. You make sure that you tell them, I want this corrected now. I don't want to wait. I want to know that my vote is going to be what I actually vote. And you have that right. So do that, and make sure that you're telling your local politicians as well what has happened. Now, they did write in black ink all the way across that bad ticket, invalid on both sides, because I had flipped it over. And they put that in a separate box. It did not go through the machine. So it was invalid and it was removed. So just remember that. Yeah, I remember seeing those old punch voting stations myself. The first time I ever voted, I was 6 years old, and I voted for Snoopy. They actually had a booth set up for children to learn how to vote. And I thought that was so much fun, and I wish they would bring it back so that the kids can vote for Snoopy or, Garfield or whoever. You're welcome, Christy. Just be vigilant and be patient. Now, I'm fortunate because our little local precinct that we would vote on voting day is very, very small, and they are very vigilant to make sure that every vote counts. Now, we went to early voting, and there's more people going through. So we got to the final screen where you put your card in to cast your vote. That final machine, they had a picture over it. You couldn't see the cards because so many people were in line. And I disagree with that. I think they need to show it like they do on voting day. I hand them my red card. Yeah. I got you. That's no problem, Jake. No problem. Well, y'all, we're over the time. Thank you all for coming in. Be blessed, my friends. I'll see you on the next live next Monday, God willing. Tomorrow video will be on the Swiss steak out of the 1896 Fanny Farmer recipe cookbook. Can't wait to share that one with you. And we're going to get back into all of our little collaborations that I have going on here. November, we have Cozy Fall Soups and the Thankful 50 Challenge 24. The Cozy Fall Soups is Heather and Gail, I believe. The Thankful 50 Challenge 24 is my collaboration. You'll tag 3 channels. You don't have to be tagged by a channel to participate. It is open through the month of November, starting November the 2nd through the 30th. I'll drop the first video on November the 1st. Thank you, my friends, again, and be blessed, everybody.